morning class. In today's class, we are going to discuss the data flow level. In the previous classes, we have seen the gate level modeling, right? So gate level description, there we have seen the gate primitives, right, which are readily available, and we have used them repeatedly, and we have made some circuits using them. Okay. Generally, this design description level will be of higher level ones. Okay. So in this, first one is continuous assignment structure. Okay, continuous assignment structure. You see here what it is simple to input and get. The data flow format is just like this. So we are assigning si c is equal to a double and b, right? So what is this assign? Assign is a keyword carrying out the assignment operation. Even though we are saying that assign, okay, perform the AND operation between A and B. Okay, logical AND operation between A and B, and we get some value. We assign that value to the C. That's the meaning of this assign operator. Okay, assign is a keyword carrying out the assignment operation. This type of assignment is called as continuous assignment. Okay, continuous assignment. So, so A is an operand and B is an operand. This double AND is an operator. It is going to perform some operation between A and B bits, and it is going to give some value to the C. We got a value and it is assigned to C. Okay. So the same thing here I have explained. This is the logical operator, logical AND. Okay. It does the bitwise AND operation on the two operands A and B. Okay. It is going to perform AND operation on the two operands A and B, right? Generally, this A is a single bit one and B is also a single bit one. Okay, and also you can see an equal to symbol. It is an assignment activity. Okay, it is doing the assignment activity. So generally, C, it is also a net. It is representing the signal, which is the result of the assignment, right? So A and B are the two operands. Generally, A may be 0 and B may be 0, or A is 1, B is 0, or A is 0, B is 1, and A1 and B1. Okay, they are of single bit. For single bit, we are using this logical AND operation. Okay, so we have performed some logical AND operation, and we got a value, and that particular value will be assigned to the C. That is done with this statement, right? Okay. So generally an operand can be any of the following types. A constant number. That means I can assign that C is equal to say some 10, or C is equal to some 1 or 0, like that. Okay. C is a, I can assign C is equal, I got some, after performing some logical operation, I got a value and that is assigned to C. Or else I can also directly assign that C is equal to some value as a constant number. Okay. And it can also be a net of a scalar or a vector type, including a part of the vector. That means if I mention that C as a vector, I can assign another vector to this C, or else I can assign a scalar, or else I can assign a part of a vector. Okay, if C is a 4-bit and if I have A as a 8-bit one, I can assign to C, which is a 4-bit. That means I can assign C is equal to A of from 7 to 4, 7 down to 4, right? I can assign like that. Okay, so it can also be a memory element. Okay, that means we are learning here the assignment statement, right? We can also give some memory element there. And not only those, a call to a function that returns any of the above. Okay, I can also call a function which can result some value to it. So the function itself can be user defined or of a system type. Okay, so you see here we are writing a simple program for it. So module and get flip flop and gated flip flop. C is the output and A and B are the inputs. So the same thing we have written here, and we are mentioning C as a wire. We are mentioning C as a wire, and we are assigning that C is equal to A logical AND of B, logical AND B. Okay. In the similar fashion, we also have a test bench for it. The test bench for the same is shown in the figure 6.2, and corresponding waveforms are also given there. So this is the test bench, register A, B, wire and C, initial, begin. So what we have seen here, output is equal to C we are writing. Since we are assigning directly that C is equal to A and B, we are mentioning C as a wire here, right? And we are writing here. So whatever we use as input, we will be writing here as an A and B, and whatever we used here as an output, we will be writing here as a wire. This thing we already know that. Okay, begin, and we are making A 0 and B 0 in the initial case. At the fourth second, we are making A as 1, binary 1, and B after 4. That means at 8th nanosecond, I am making B as 1, and after 12th nanosecond, I am making A as 0, B as 0, and A 1. Okay, so this is the just test bench. Okay, from the initial run for 20 nanoseconds, and you can stop there. Suspend the simulation. This will be the results of those. Okay, they have mentioned as per. So this is the scale, the nanoseconds scale. So 0 to 4 nanoseconds, A is 0 and B is 0. After that, A is made 1. After 4th nanosecond, at the 4th nanosecond, it is made as 1. And now at the 8th nanosecond, say here, the 8th nanosecond, B is made 1. B is made 1. Correspondingly, it is simulating. Okay, this is the simulation result of for the C there, right? Next an we have an AOI gate, what we have already seen in the previous discussions. To write this, how we have written. Okay, what we have observed in the previously, I have seen in the gate level modeling, I have written as C is equal to A and B. A and B I have written this and I have written here, right? A and B. C is equal to A and B, and simply it has done its operation. Now I am saying that I am writing this assign statements, right? So not like that, just we have used this bitwise definition we have given for and gates also, right? Okay, with using some try-ridge, with the help of try-ridge we have given bitwise definitions to form AND gate and OR gates also. But now we are directly giving the logical AND operations. Okay, logical AND operation is used. Okay, so now what is this? So we mentioned this E and F and G1 as the wires, which are the temporary signals. These are the primary inputs and this is the final output. See, how can we write it? Assign E is equal to A and B. Assign that E is equal to A and B. And F, assign F is equal to C and D. This is the logical AND. Double AND indicates the logical AND, right? Next for G1, we can write this is R operation. So for R, E is equal, this is the symbol for R, and this is the symbol for not. Okay, we will see these operators also in now itself. Most probably in today's class only we will be seeing this unary operators, binary operators, and ternary operators like this. Ternary operators. All these things we will be seeing. Okay. So this is for AY gate. We are using these statements. Okay. So this is for logical and this is for logical and for this I have used as logical or this is the logical not. Okay. We already got a value as G1. I am negotiating it and I am giving it to G, right? So what we are doing is instead of writing all these things in a single statement, we are making it in two. Okay, here instead of logical and we are mentioning general and. Here instead of logical and we are mentioning general and, right? Okay. So we can also have some other set of data flow statements. So these things we can understand only after knowing what it is going to do. If I mention a single and what it is going to do, if I mention logical and what it is going to do, I have to know. That things will be knowing and only after the operators discussion. Okay. So this is a bitwise OR. If I have single one, it is a bitwise OR. This is bitwise, and this is for vectors. That means if you have more number of bits. So if A is a 4-bit and B is a 4-bit, if I want to perform AND operation among them, I will be writing AND operation A and B, just like A and D, B, just like that. Okay, A or B, A not B. These are the different types of operations, right? So the semicolon terminates the assignment statements. Comma separate the different assignments in the assignment statements. Okay, we are using comma to separate different statements of single assign, right? So it's a bitwise OR operator and this is a bitwise negotiation. Okay, so how we can also combine these assignments and net declarations. So what does this mean? Wire C means I am saying that C is a wire type. C is a net which is of type wire. Okay. What does this mean? Wire space C. C is a net of type wire. Okay. And we are willing to perform AND operation between A and B, and I want to assign that value to the C. So for that I am writing as assign C is equal to A and B. And instead of writing these two number of statements, I can combine it into single. Where that C is equal to A and B. Where that C is equal to A and B. Okay. So for knowing this concept, we have seen this program. This is for AY. This is for AY, the compact design. Inputs are A, B, C, D, wire that E, F, G1, G2. So we are writing total thing in a single line. Total assignments in a single line. That means what we want to know here is I can break up to here, or I can break up to here. That means two assignments in a single statement, single assign statements. Or else I can write up to here, up to here. Okay. This is for the OR operation, right? Logical OR operation. This is for bitwise not, right? That means what we want to say is we have used different number of statements. What we have this type and this type. This is the one first what we have seen. This is the other one what we can see. This is the other one what we can see. The same gate. Okay, that same AY gate we can write in those many number of formats. Okay, that's the program 6.9 like that. Okay. This is the synthesized circuit of those. Okay, synthesized circuit of those. So here we can also do this continuous assignment with strengths. Okay, so in the previous what we have done, first we have mentioned wire C. After that we have assigned assign C is equal to, okay, assign C is equal to A and B. These are two different statements. I have combined it as wire C is equal to A and B. It is general combining of assignments. Okay, combining the assignment and the net. Okay, I can also do at a time with the help of strength also. That is nothing but just see here wire pull one. We have to find the difference. This is the L. This is the one. Okay, pull one comma strong zero. G is equal to negation of G1. What does it mean? When the when the G is going to have a strength of pull 1 when it is in the one state. When it is in the zeroth state, the G is going to have a strength of strong 0. Okay. So you know what is this strengths already, right? These things we have seen in the previous unit discussion, right? So, so we can, what we are doing is we are learning step by step. We are learning step by step. That means we are trying to remember the complex statements also. So here I am assigning, as in the assignment statement itself I can mention the strengths. Okay, okay, pull 1 strong 0 for G. Okay, you know what is the purpose of this strengths when there is a conflict between the both mm, conflict for preferences, then the strengths comes into action there. Delays and continuous assignments. These delays also we have seen in the previous chapter when we discussed regarding the gate level modelings. Okay, so if there is change from first if you have mentioned any delays means first one will be from 0 to 1 state delay, and the second one will be the uh, 1 to 0 delay, and the third one will be the typical delays, right? Okay, so this is regarding the delays you see here. A changes at 0th nanosecond, second nanosecond, 5 nanoseconds, 8 nanoseconds, 9 nanoseconds. They're mentioning like this, right? So here, what we want to see here is we can write like this: wire C comma A comma B, and assign. I'm writing like this: assign with a delay of 2 units. The value of C is equal to A and B. Okay. So A and B will be varying generally. Okay. So see here. So A is changing at 0. A is changing at 0, 2 nanoseconds, and 5 nanoseconds, 8 nanoseconds. Okay, 9 nano, 12, 13, and B is changing at 0, 2, 6, 8, 13 nanoseconds. Okay, correspondingly, in every case, change to C comes in effect with the time delay of 2 time steps. That is, so here 0 is, it is varying at 0. There is a change at the second nanosecond, and here it is 2 nanoseconds. Here also 2 nanoseconds. After 2 nanoseconds means it is at 4th nanosecond. Here it is 5th nanosecond. Okay, it is, there is change at the 5th nanosecond. So there should be change in the 7th, after 2 nanoseconds, that is at the 7th nanosecond. But you can see here it is, there is a change at 6th nanosecond. Here after 6th nanosecond there is change, so automatically there should be change for after 2 nanoseconds, that is at the 8th nanosecond. You are comparing that after 8 what we have here. Okay, here you have 8 now. Okay, after 6, due to 5 nanosecond change, there is a change at C at 7th nanosecond. Since there is a change in the B at 6th nanosecond, there is a change, you occurred at 8th nanosecond. Now you have to see here, at 8th nanosecond, 8th nanosecond, both are changing at 8th nanosecond. So there should, after 2 nanoseconds means 10th nanosecond. So here, then here you can see after 8 what is, which is the biggest number here? 9. 9 is the biggest. Here we don't have 9. So after 9, after 2 means 9 plus 2 is 11th nanosecond. Okay, here 12th nanosecond. 12th nanosecond plus 2 is 14th nanosecond. Here it is 13th nanosecond. There is a change at 13th nanosecond. So 13 plus 2 is 15th nanosecond. That means, so C has to change at every these many number of times, as there are changes for A at different and B at different places. Okay, so that means what we are knowing here is we are making a wire as C comma A comma B. So A and B are the inputs. Input, generally I can write input A comma B and output C. But when I am writing this assignment statement, I want to mention everything as a wire. Okay, why? Because they are continuously varying. A and B are continuously varying. Correspondingly, C is also varying. So, that is to indicate the delays. What are the explanation what we have discussed so far is the thing what is mentioned here, right? Okay. So this is the illustration of combined delays with the assignments. Okay, A is not going to have any delay, B is not going to have any delay, but for every change in the A and every change in the B, it has to be detected and it has to produce the output for C with a delay of 2 nanosecond. Okay, that is the meaning of that statement, right? So the same thing is here. So for so what we want to see here is I am making C with a delay of C is with a delay of 2, but D is not having any delay. To observe the difference between the both, we are doing this, right? So generally I'm taking a wire as A comma B and also wire as C is equal to A and B. So this is the statement. So but here I am directly assigning the D as A and B. So to know the difference between the both, what happens if I write 2 minutes, sorry, 2 nanoseconds delay for C. Okay, C. So this is the waveform what we got previously. Now here for every change in A and B, automatically there is change here. Okay, for A and B there is a change means automatically there is change. And now A and B, when A B changing, here automatically D is also changing. But here with a delay, with a delay of 2 nanosecond only, it is going to change. Here it has fallen. It also has fallen. It has fallen here. Now after 2 seconds, 2 nanoseconds, it is falling. Right. But here immediately after falling, immediately it is fallen, automatically it is changing. Output is changed there. We should have keen observation of everything, every statement and the every waveform, right? So we have this assignment to vectors. Okay, assignment to vectors, that means the concatenation of vectors. First topic of this assignment to vectors is concatenation. We can concatenate two different vectors. Okay, so for example they are given seen here. If A and B are 8 bit, if A is 8 bit and B is a 4 bit wide vector and C is a scalar means a single bit, right? If I write like this type of bracket, if I use this all these three in this type of bracket, total it will be of 13 bits. A 8 bits, 4 B 4 bits, and C is of single bit. So totally 8 plus 4 plus 1 is 13 bits. So A is used first. So that means the MSB of A will be the MSB of this total 13 bits. And since C is a scalar, the least significant bit of this C will be the least significant bit of this total 13 bits. Right? The same thing is mentioned here. Not only this, I can also concatenate some part vectors also. That means I want to take, so I have taken total A. That means since A is of 8 bit and B is of 4 bit and C is of only 1 bit, I have used all the bits of those respective vectors. But now, not only those, I can also form a new vector with some of the part vectors of A and B also, like this. That means I want to take only A of 7, 6, 5, 4 and B of 2, B of 1 and B of 0 to form a new vector, right? How many are there here? 7, 5, 6, sorry, 7, 6, 5 and 4. This is a 4 bit and this is of 3 bit. Okay, 4 plus 3, this is of the 7 bits. Okay, 4 most significant bits are vector of A. Okay, so this will be the, we have to assign in the same order only. We should not exchange as we like, right? In the concatenation, exchange as we like is not allowed. Okay, three least significant bits are from the vector B. So concatenation, that is like, right? So here they are giving as an example 8-bit adder. Okay, the add of 8 bits A, B and C. Sorry, A, B, comma C. So input 7 down to 0 a comma b, output 7 down to 0 c. So since it is of 8 bit, c should also be 8 bits. So simply with the help of assignment statement, assign c is equal to a plus b, it is performing AND operation. Okay, it is performing AND operation between the 8 bits of a with the 8 bits of b, and the result is stored in the c. Okay, a complete 8-bit adder module at a data flow level. Okay. So what we are doing here is we might have got some carry, right? So CCI is the carry input and CC0 is the carry output. Okay, just like a full ladder we can say like this. Assign CC of 0 comma C. Okay, comma C. What we want to say is perform this operation. This CCI is a scalar. This CCI is a scalar. Add that with this a comma b bits. Okay, that means least significant bit. You add them with corresponding a and b and produce some output. Assign that value from the least significant bit to the least significant bit to of c. Right? You after doing this operation, you will be getting some 8 bits. Right? That 8 bits has to be assigned here. Okay, from you have to assign with the help of least significant bit, so that to this c, and at last you may have some other extra bit, right? That extra bit which is cc0. Okay, if there are two 8-bit numbers, if you add, sometimes you may have the chance of getting extra number if the last if both are of 8-bit, and if both of them have 1 1 as the most significant bits, you will be producing an output of carry 1, right? 1 with a general number of general bit as 0, right? So to store that one, we are using this cc0. Okay, these things we have to observe there. Not only this concatenation, we can also use replication also. So what is that? If I observe, for example, if I have a p is a vector having 4 bits, for example. If I write like this, if I write like this, in the braces, if I write 2 of p, that it means it is just like this, right? What does this mean? If p is of 4 bits, I want to repeat that 4 bits twice. Okay, this means that. Okay, instead of writing like this, I can write like this also, but you have to keep in mind this braces, count of the braces. Okay, and not only that, I can write like this. What does I mean is p comma p comma q. If p is of 4 bits, I want to repeat that 4 bits 2 times, and if q is a single bit or else it is also 4 bit, means totally I have 4 plus 4 plus 4, total number 12 number of bits, right? Not only that, we can also write like this. Okay, assign ground is equal to, assign that ground is equal to supply 0. Okay, supply 0. Here p is nothing but, what is this mean? Ground in the sense 0, right? So it should be of 8 bits. Okay, 8 zeros, it means p is nothing but 8 zeros. Okay, together ground the 8 bits of the vector p. So this is easier, and these all are very much easier for you, but you don't confuse at this stage. Okay, Ground in the sense it is supply 0. That means I have 8 number of zeros. Okay, that means P is a 8-bit vector with all zeros. P is an 8-bit vector with all zeros. So we can also have this concentration operation, sorry, concatenation operation can also be nested, right, from bigger vectors when component combinations are repeated. We can see here what is the meaning of this. A comma 3 of 2 of B comma C comma D. So what does this mean here? B comma C, B comma C, B comma C, B comma C. So we have to start here. B comma C, B comma C. Okay, this is the thing. For this I'm writing here B comma C comma B comma C. Now I am clubbing for it a D there for B comma C comma. So I am clubbing B comma C, B comma C, D. Now this B comma C, B comma C, B comma C comma D, it has to be repeated how many number of times? It has to repeat 3 times. So now you see. Now you can see here. B comma C, B comma C D, B comma C, B comma C comma D. Here A is initially A is there. No need to confuse. You have to write that A one time only. The next is up to here only. Okay, the next is regarding up to here only. So that thing we have to write. So what this total thing mean is, if B is of 2 bits or 4 bits, we have to write all those bits in these positions. Okay, if I have A as 4 bit, I have to write A 4 bits first here, next B 4 bits also here, next C 4 bits I have to write here, next B 4 bits I have to write here, C 4 bits I have to write here, and D 4 bits I have to write here, if all of them are of 4 bits, right? Totally how many bits it will be having, we have to calculate. Okay, these are the concepts what we are required to learn in the data flow level in the base, right? Next we have the operators. These operators is main. Okay, is very important for us. Just like our C language, we have some operators. We have to discuss those. Okay, so we have some unary operators, some binary operators. Okay, so we have a table for this unary operators. If I want to write, if I write a symbol like this, it is negation. It is meant only for scalars. Okay, so this is also called as logical negation. Okay, only for scalars means if I have a bit C is equal to this symbol exclamation mark, we call it as exclamation mark. C is equal to exclamation of A. A is a scalar. Scalar means A will be taking either 0 or 1 or X or Z, like that. So for example, if my A is 0, the value of C will be 1. If my A is 1, my value of C will be 0. That is called logical negation. It can be used only for the scalars. And for bitwise negation, that means I can also have A as a vector. I can have A as a vector. If A is of 2 bit as 0 0, my value of C will be 1 1. Right? If it is of 0 1, it will be 1 0. Okay, the negation, it is the bitwise negation. It can be used for both scalars and vectors. So for scalars and vectors we are using, so that's the reason why generally we don't use this symbol. It will be working for both scalar and vector, means no need to get confused. So we are using this symbol only for negotiation, whether it is a scalar or vector, no problem for us. So reduction and, we are already calling it as a reduction and, this for vectors. It means A may be a vector and B may be a vector, that may be of any bits, but it is performing AND operation between the respective bits of A and B, and finally it is going to produce a single bit output. That means A of 0 and B of 0 will be having AND operation, and it will be stored in the C of 0, right? Likewise NAND also. So since we are using this as for NOT, so AND with this NOT becomes NAND. You see, it's a general slash type, what we can say, this is one symbol. We are using that for OR. If you use with NOT, it is NOR. So exclamation mark, you see here XOR, we call it as cap. Okay, generally we used to call as cap. So not cap or cap not, whatever we can use for both. Generally we used to use this only. So very rarely we'll be using this for XOR and this for XNOR, right? So we can also use plus and minus just for the sign purpose also. They are also called as the unary operators, right? So we can have this binary operators like this, right? To perform some automatic operations. These binary operations we can use. Automatic operations generally we'll be using plus or minus. Okay. So you'll see that the table also. Arithmetic operations and their symbols, what we are using here. For multiplication, we are using star, almost similar to that of operators what we have studied in the C language. The same thing is here. Division, it is it is to produce what? It is to produce denominator. If you want to take the value of denominator, we use this backslash. Generally, this issue, the symbol is a percentage, that is nothing but modulus. Okay, this is for addition, this is for subtraction. Okay, so we will have a discussion on the operators in the next class also. Okay, okay, we'll have discussion on the operators from in the next class also.